Hey guys, this is my first ever race event. This was a funny story. In the week preceding the race, I got in touch with one of the teams there, and they said they might have a spot for a driver, but they had one for a couple months down the line. And then 2 days before the race, I got a call from the team owner, Kelvin, and he just said, "Hey man, I have some good news. Do you want to race?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" So this was a bit rushed. Not a lot of preparation went into this, and I was there just to live the experience, to have a lot of fun. But I did manage to record some of it, and I want to share it with you all. So the Junkyard race, it's an endurance race with budget cars. The maximum value is €750 per car, of course excluding safety equipment. And I was in a team that had 5 cars in the race, and each car had 5 to 6 drivers. So it was a lot of people. It was very exciting. And yeah, let me show you what happened. I arrived at the track that morning, and this was my first time at Assen. It was raining. Assen is a scary track. I didn't know what to expect. And you can see here the team had 5 cars. This is the Volvo. This is their trainer car. I was supposed to drive that, but you see that the car had a little bit of issues, and then they upgraded me to the Peugeot. You can see everybody in the pits here, and of course Sarah, my wife, she's my partner in crime for all of these crazy adventures. The next video I have is of the team briefing. Right, so this was in Dutch, and I don't speak Dutch yet, trying to learn, but it's a very hard language. But you know, I kind of figured if anything was super important, somebody would tell me, and that's what happened. And you can see here there's a lot of drivers. Some of them have been with the team for a while, some of them are paying drivers like myself. And then right after that, I was one of the guys that had the most gear on, so they just pointed at me and they said, "Hey you, get in the car first." And we had 1 hour of practice for all 6 drivers. And we just got here, we got to know each other for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, and off you go. I was very, very nervous, but you know, I had practice in the sim, so yeah, a little bit of fumbling to get the gear on. You can see I had just bought the gear like a day before, so I didn't even knew it all that well. Had some trouble getting the helmet with everything going on and getting the camera on, but it all went well. And here we go. I'm about to get in the car for the first time. You can see some of the cars already left the pits, so the practice is already live. And I hadn't tested the car before, it was super tight. And when I tried to get in, well, I did get in, but you can see that the camera had a small accident there. So there's not a lot of footage from the practice session. This bit was funny. You can see this team member here. He tried to help me get the camera back on, and then it wouldn't stick, so we just gave up on it. And what happened here was I only did a couple of laps, an out lap and an in lap, because the car had a fixed seat and I could barely reach the pedal and the wheels. So I took it real easy, wasn't pushing the car, was just getting a feel for it, getting to know the track for the first time, getting to understand how wet it was, how much grip there was, but not really trying anything crazy. And you can see here, that was it for the practice. I did only 2 laps, and here I'm just getting out of the car. You can see how tight it was. And right after that, after the practice session, everybody drove the car. We had a briefing. Look at how many people we have in there. It's a very big event, lots of teams, lots of drivers. And so we jumped to the race start. You can see some of the cars here, different paint schemes, different themes from the team. That was really fun. And here you can see our Volvo on our first lap. Green flag, here we go. You can see already people are going 3 wide on the straight. And then right away, first lap, we have a code 60, which is like a full course yellow, or a virtual safety car, if you will. Everybody's limited to 60 kilometers an hour, and it was because our car was stuck in the gravel.
That's our car.
That was on the first stint of the car, and then on the second stint, our car spun and it got hit by another car that spun in sympathy, I'd say, or trying to avoid it. It wasn't any serious damage, but the team needed to, get all of the glass pieces of the headlight out and, kind of straighten it out, make sure the car was safe to drive again. They did this fairly quickly, and then the car was out again. And you can see some of the team spirit here when the Audi TT, this was the main car of the team, the fastest one. I believe it set the fastest lap of the race. And you can see like everybody just rushing in and trying to get the tires changed as fast as possible. And on the third stint, the Volvo developed a fuel leak, and that was it for the car. The team kept trying to repair it for some hours still, but they couldn't do it. And that means I was upgraded to the Peugeot, the 206. I believe it's a very similar car to what they run on the DNRT regional series. It's more similar to what I'm used to, front wheel drive, a little bit of tail happy on the entry, on braking, but a pretty fun car. And here I'm about to get on the Peugeot for my first stint. Mind you, we started practice at 9, I had my first stint at 1:30. So it was a lot of time waiting and being in the pits, The next bit is also pretty funny. Listen to the instructions.
That works?
Yes, it works.
Okay.
Don't look at it. Just when you smell something, come in. Smell,
okay.
come.
I'll do my best.
What?
I'll do my best.
So that was funny. The car was overheating, but the instruments weren't really accurate. So I was a little bit worried because usually I can't smell much. But that was it. If I smelled the car was melting down, I should go to the pits. And with that information, full of confidence, I'm off to my first stint in the race. So, live racetrack, I've been waiting hours for this. I'm nervous as hell. But we know what we have to do. We have practiced this before. So, let's go out, have fun, and keep it clean. I won't say much during the laps. I will just leave you to experience it as I did. So, enjoy.
Because it wasn't a Volvo, and I couldn't reach the pedals in the Volvo. So I went out, I did an out lap and an in lap, wasn't much, but yeah, I guess that was it. And then I waited like, I don't know how many hours, from 9 until now, it must be like 6 p.m. I guess. Then at the beginning of really racing. This car is much more familiar to what I'm used to, although it's very tail happy. Around a code 60. transmission's a little bit weird. Not sure what I'm going to do. I can do left foot braking comfortably. But I really, for heel and toe, for downshift, it's weird. It's going to fit. Now, should I fit? Stay up.
And unfortunately, the camera died mid-stint. It only recorded like 20 something minutes, but I started recording while we were in the pits still, so we didn't get the full stint. You can see I turned it back on when I was getting into the pits. I was trying to figure out if it was recording or not. The good news is I have now figured out the camera. I know why it shut off, and that's fixed. So next time I'm on track, I'm gonna record everything. And you can see here just a bit of the atmosphere. We come in, team members help you get set up, get out of the car, and then I help the next driver in.
All good?
Yeah, thank you.
And off he goes. And while we waited for the next stint, just some shots from the track, what was happening in between. 6-hour race, so there's a lot happening. And then here I am getting in the car again. What ended up happening is I was the last driver, right? So I'm going off to finish the race and have the final stint.
Yeah, have fun. Okay.
And at this point, the car has been through a lot. It had some overheating issues. I think the brake pads were probably gone already, and they were making some weird noises. And you know, it's the last 30 minutes of the day. I'm just out to enjoy it, have a good time, take it all in, and have fun.
not a lot of time to get used to the car. I did some practice in the sim for the Volvo, not for the Peugeot, and it's weird. I think the original throttle control and braking
It's now fixed. And then as I turn the camera back on, the race is already over. We're just doing the final lap to go into the pits to end this amazing day. And as we come to the end of the video, I want to leave some huge thanks to Kelvin, which is the team owner of Alle Dagen Racing. Him and the whole team, they were amazing. I was really well received, and I really look forward to racing with these guys again. The next Junkyard race is at Zandvoort, March next year. Hopefully, I'll be there. And also to Gijsbert at Biesheuvel Autosport. Sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation there. Gijsbert really helped me to get all my racing gear within a day through the phone and getting everything correctly. He was also there on track to give some support, and it was amazing. He made all of this possible. And of course, I couldn't leave out my wife Sarah. She's always there for me in these adventures, and she was actually the one that went to get my racing gear. And that was an adventure in itself. So if you want to see more of this, more of my track adventures, subscribe, stick around. Next one should be in Zandvoort, maybe even before the Junkyard race. But I won't spoil anything. You'll have to stick around to see it.
You fun?
Yeah.
That's good, huh?
I got a black flag.
Yes,
I saw.
You went too fast with code is 60.
I think it's the Speedo.
Yeah, the Speedo is maybe fucked, yeah.